In our lesson lines and angles, today we have to learn the new concept, that is vertically opposite angles. In the previous period, we have seen the adjacent angles, then linear pair of angles, means if the two angles have one side common, one vertex common, and the non-common sides are on the either side of the common side, then the two angles are called as adjacent angle. Also, we have seen the linear pair of angles. If the two angles have one side common and remaining two sides are the opposite rays, then the two angles are called as linear pair of angles. Also, we have seen that the sum of the two linear pair of angles is 180 degree. That is, linear pairs are always supplementary to each other. Today we have to see vertically opposite angles. So its definition is, if the arms of the two angles form two pairs of opposite rays, then the angles are called as vertically opposite angles. These two angles are called as vertically opposite angles. Here in the figure, line AB and line CD are intersecting, and due to this, four angles are formed: 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now, if we consider the two angles, that is angle 1 and angle 3, then it is seen that the arm of angle 1 OA and arm of angle 3 OB, they form a opposite rays. Why it is called opposite rays? Because ray OA and ray OB have a common initial point O, and due to these two rays, one line is formed, means line AB is formed. And if the two rays having a common initial point are forming a line, then the two rays are called as opposite rays. So here arm OA of angle 1 and arm OB of angle 3 are forming or a line, so they are opposite rays. Also, the arm OD of angle 1 and arm OC of angle 3, they are also opposite rays. In this way, due to the arms of the two angles, we get two pairs of opposite rays, and therefore angle 1 and angle 3 are called as vertically opposite angle. Similarly, we can consider angle 2 and angle 4, then also we can get the two pairs of opposite rays, means due to the arms of angle 2 and angle 4, we get two pairs of opposite rays, and therefore angle 2 and angle 4, they are also vertically opposite angles. Means here in the figure, angle 1 and angle 3 are vertically opposite angles. Also, angle 2 and angle 4 are also vertically opposite angles. In this way, when two lines intersect, we get two pairs of vertically opposite angles, and we must know that the vertically opposite angles so formed are always equal in measure. Means if the measure of angle 1 is 110, then measure of angle 3 is also 110. If measure of angle 2 is 80 degree, then angle 4 is also 80 degree. Here also we get linear pair of angles due to the intersection of the two lines. Here angle 2 and angle 1, they are linear pair, because sum of these two is 180. These two angles means angle 2 and angle 1, they are lying along the one line, and the linear angle or linear angle is always 180 degrees. So angle 2 and angle 1 is 180, and they are linear pair. Also angle 2 and angle 3, they are also linear pair of angles. Angle 3 and angle 4 are also linear pair of angles. Angle 1 and angle 4 are also linear pair of angles. In this way, we have seen the vertically opposite angles. Now we have to see one example here. That is, first example, that is, find the values of the angles x, y and z in the given figure. Here the two lines are intersecting, and due to this, angle x, angle y, angle 55 and angle z, these four angles are formed. Here if the two lines are intersecting, then due to this we get two pairs of vertically opposite angles. Here x is equal to 55, x and 55, they are vertically opposite angles, and we know that vertically opposite angles are always equal, and therefore x is equal to 55. So here I have given x is equal to 55 because they are vertically opposite angles. I have given the reason here in the bracket. Now we know that 55 and y, they are linear pair, and sum of these two angles must be 180 degrees. So 55 plus y is equal to 180. Reason is linear pair of angles. If we transform 50 to RHS, then we get y is equal to 180 minus 55, and therefore y is equal to 125. Here if y is 125, then z must be 125 because they are vertically opposite angles. Now we will see one more example which is given here. So draw the figure first, then we will solve the example. Here in this figure we have to find the values of x, y and z. Here these two lines are intersecting, and due to this, angle 40 and angle z, they are vertically opposite angles, and we know that the two lines or two vertically opposite angles are always equal in measure. So in the figure, angle z is equal to 40 degree, angle z is equal to 40 degree, and the reason is vertically opposite angles. Now along the line, three angles are there, and we know that the angles means sum of the angles along the line is always 180 degrees. So and 40 plus x plus 25, that is equal to 180 degree because they are linear. So here 40 plus x is equal to 25 is equal to 180 degree because we can say that they are or along the straight angle. Now here x 40 plus 25 is 65 is equal to 180, implies x is equal to 180 plus 65 will become minus 65, and then we will get x is equal to 115. Here we know that y and 40, they are vertically opposite angle, and therefore sum of the two angles is 180, linear pair of angles, and therefore y is equal to 180 minus 40, that is y is equal to 140 degree. Here some questions are given to fill in the blanks. Here the first question is, if the two angles are complementary, then the sum of their measure is dash dash. We know that if the two angles are complementary, then their sum is always 90 degree, and therefore our answer is 90 degree. In the second question, it is given that if two angles are supplementary, then the sum of their measure is a dash dash. Again we know that the two angles are said to be supplementary if their sum is 180 degree, and therefore our answer is 180 degree. Then the third question is that two angles forming a linear pairs, two angles forming linear pairs is a dash dash. We know that if they are linear, then they must be supplementary. So our answer is supplementary. Now we have to see the fourth question to fill in the blanks is that if two adjacent angles are supplementary, if the two adjacent angles are supplementary, then they form a linear pair. Means they form a linear pair. A linear pair is our answer. Here related to vertically opposite angles, linear pair of angles, supplementary angles, complementary angles, we have seen some questions, and now we are going to our new point, intersecting lines. So what is intersecting line? Here it is given that the two lines are said to be intersecting. The two lines are said to be intersecting lines if they have one common point or they meet at one point. They meet at one point. Here in the figure it is seen that line AB and line CD, they intersect at O, means O is their common point. And according to the definition of the intersecting line, if the two lines have two or more lines have only one common point, then the lines are called as intersecting lines. In the figure, line AB and line CD have a common point O, hence line AB and line CD are intersecting lines, and the point O is called as point of intersection. Point O is called as point of intersection. Now our next concept is a transversal. A line that intersects two or more lines at distinct points, then it is called as a transversal. Here in the figure, line P is a transversal, means line P is a transversal. Why it is called transversal? Because according to our definition of a transversal, line P intersects line L at X, and line P also intersects line M at Y. So X and Y, these are the two distinct points, and therefore these two line P is called as transversal of line L and M. But in the second figure, here P is not called, in the second figure, P is not called the transversal, because P intersects line L and M at only one point O, and therefore line P is not a transversal of line L and M.